I'm Dr. Nelum. I'm a GP and I'm passionate about lifestyle and metabolic health for women.
Yeah, and I'm Ronit. I'm a happiness coach and I help women change their mindset, make a mind shift towards a very happy, healthy lifestyle.
And we believe that true health, true well-being starts from within when science, lifestyle, and mindset come together.
And this is our uniqueness. We believe that when we help people, it's a holistic help. We help your body, we help your mind, and we help your lifestyle come to a balance. So today, the episode today, we're going to talk about something that Nelum and I, we've been talking about, retirement. What do people do? What are the recommendations in retirement? And the usual bit that most people think about preparing for retirement is take care of your financial.
Yeah.
What most of them don't know is that they need to take care of their hobbies, and then they need to take care of their social environment. So finding friends, being around other people is really, really important. But the topic that we want to talk about today that's relevant for what we're doing is how do you prepare yourself to physically enjoy your old age, your retirement age.
And I think that's so important, Ronit, to think about now because, we work with a lot of people in their 40s and onwards, right? And what is said about lifespan currently is that most people living now who are in their 50s, say now, will probably live into their late 80s, 90s.
Definitely.
And so what does that mean? What about functionality? And the way that I came across this term, Centenarian Decathlon, and that I read about it in Peter Attia's book.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a longevity expert.
Outlive is his book. And we have adopted that for our courses as well, because I think it really kind of breaks it down. So what it means, Ronit, is that Centenarian Decathlon, it's a hypothetical. So imagine, basically this is a decathlon is a 10 event, like a sporting event, and centenarian means to do that when you're 100. So it's not something that we're asking you to do, but it's just imagine it's imagining that if you were asked to take part in a sporting event that had 10 activities when you were 100, when you in your 90s and 100s, how would you do? What events would you do? So think about it, Ronit. So those activities. So I'd like you to tell me 2 activities that you would like to be able to do on a when you are in your 90s or
100,
that might day-to-day activity. So one day-to-day activity and one thing. So one that you want to do and one that you need to do.
Okay, the one that I need to do is something that is really on my mind lately, because we have 2 granddaughters, and the oldest one, she's about 8 years old, and from the moment she was born, Gal and I realized that it's been challenging us, because she spends the whole day with us, and it was always like lifting her.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, when she left, it was like, whoa, it was just so like such a strain on the back.
Yes.
And mine was on the hip.
Yeah.
And so on.
Yes.
So we've been considering, very conscious of it, that when we get to about 80, 90, we would not be able to hold our great grandchildren or anything if we're not going to do something now to do this. So that's the one thing that I would love to be able to do even later. So we are getting better at it because our youngest granddaughter, she comes and spends the day with us once a week.
Yeah.
And it's really great. And I feel like, she
you-
goes and my body
is able to cope.
able to cope, which is
And
really great.
what's the thing that you would like to do?
Well, something that I love doing now, and I can see that if you slowly start giving up, is basically gardening.
Yeah.
And at the moment, it's really going well because I can spend in the garden and, chopping trees or, really work hard, bending and weeding and everything.
Yes.
I can work in the garden for now, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 hours.
So, and that's something that you'd like to, you might not be able to work for that long, but
I
want
to be able, I want to be able to continue
what you're doing.
And a little bit less of it, but I want to feel exactly the same as I feel now. Like, okay,
get up. In 20-25 years time, right?
Yes, in 25 years I want to still be able to do gardening.
So let's break this down. So the problem is that for each decade that we age, we lose 8 to 13% of our muscle mass. Okay,
that's a problem.
So that's one thing. So that means that if now, like Ronit says that she wants to be able to pick up her great grandchild, So let's talk about this. So let me just demonstrate. Okay. So let's have a look. So let's see, Ronit, how old? Maybe a year old?
Yeah, about a year. A year. Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay. So think about it. So Ronit, to be able to pick this child up, and that child might be about 6 to 8 kilograms.
Yeah, maybe
even more. 10 kilograms.
10 kilos,
10 kilograms. Ronit will need to squat, would have to hold out because the child's there, and then lift this 10 kilogram weight and come up.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
At the age of 90. So
exactly.
to be able to do that at the age of 90, what does Ronit need to be lifting now? What does Ronit need to be doing in terms of flexibility and stability?
Exactly.
Now? So it's not just lifting, but also the ability to actually hinge at the joints, and then it's the stability to be able to hold this child and come up, right?
I mean, think about being stable. Like,
yes.
Imagine a 90-year-old person just to be stable before you pick up a baby who's 1 year old, because if you're not stable and if you're wobbly, like, you will not pick up.
Yes.
Because you have to be solid enough to do that.
And what about gardening, Ronit? So
gardening is a lot of bending.
Yes, bending, bending from the, and you might,
and get off the floor. It's like I'm on my like when I'm gardening, I'm on my knees a lot, but then I need to get up, otherwise I'll be stuck.
Yeah.
At one position, I won't be able to pick myself up. So it's a simple pick yourself up from the floor. And I know that there's a lot of recommendation now to practice
yes.
getting up. So it's there was something that I saw, which is like you take a chair. Sorry, hopefully you can see me. You take a chair, you go down, and you get up. You go down and get up.
So you just practice.
You just practice doing it, and it basically strengthens the muscles until you're able, baby, to do it without the holding the chair.
So it's about thinking. So for me, Ronit, what I would really like to do from a functional point of view is to be able to live in my own home and do some chores. So for instance, putting the washing in and then carrying it out and pinning it. So for that, most of the time washing machines are low, so you have to again bend, you have to be able to, do all of that, and then carry or push something to wherever you hang your clothes, and then lift up and put these, So this is also not easy because, as we get older, again, this movement becomes quite difficult. Anything above the head height causes us to get fatigued. Stability again, flexibility. The other thing, I mean, a lot of people know that I love to travel, so I would like to carry on traveling. But imagine what the process of
A 90-year-old.
getting a bag, even if it wasn't a very heavy bag, off your travelator. I know that people will always help, but you want to be able to do these things independently.
Exactly.
So imagine, you have to kind of reach, grab, and pull a suitcase, right? So that's not easy if you don't have that ability, that stability, and the strength to do that. So basically, what we're saying is the Centenarian Decathlon. We're not asking you to
go to a marathon.
Yes, but to think about what you want to be able to achieve in your 80s and 90s. What functional ability would you need to have, and what would you like to have? What things do you not want to give up? Ronit said she doesn't want to give up her gardening. I don't want to give up my traveling. What do we need to do now in our 50s and 60s to ensure that we can still do that?
The things that we love doing. And there's one more thing I want to say about this. The reason we lose mobility, we lose muscles because of aging. It's really not. It's not.
And aging, plus they're not actually using
okay
them. Yes.
So that's the second thing. You use it or you lose it.
Absolutely.
And we're not talking about, come on, let's go to the gym and work those muscles, because the functional movement,
absolutely, that is it.
Really,
that is
really important.
Twisting, reaching,
exactly,
pushing, pulling.
Exactly. So I think a recommendation that we have for you is, don't try to make things easy. Instead of having these sticks that picks up something, the people that goes with this stick, pick up something from the floor. No, pick up something from the floor.
And the little things, Ronit, when you go to the supermarket, do you maybe if you're going for a relatively smaller shop, could you put it in a basket
rather
and
than
carry
trolley.
that? Because I have two boys and my husband not at home, but when they were, generally they would do any heavy lifting. But now I say, no, I'm going to do my share, because I'm losing out otherwise.
Well, the thing is this, we're the same. When we take things from the supermarket, it's like we have boxes at the grocer. We just take them ourselves, and every time you say to yourself, oh no, I think it's too heavy.
Just try.
Stop, try, say, the second you'll give it up, it's gonna go. So put yourself some challenges, and so on. So maybe when you grow up, you'll be able to, I always say that, I hope you're not offended, but I hope it'd be easy for you to wipe your bum.
And we were talking about our mums as well, right?
Yes.
Like my mum's in her early 80s, and your mum is in her...
My mom is about 87 now. And by the way, she is the opposite of exercising. She's hardly moving, and which is really, really bad. And
does she struggle with some of it?
She does struggle with some of the things, but there are some things that she's able to do, which is well, look, her big struggle is exactly the reason that I want to be able to pick up my kids, is because my mom, she's 87, but since she was 70, she could no longer pick up any of the grandkids.
Okay,
She was not able, which was really, really sad, because she couldn't really help.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And my sister, she just gave birth to kids when my mom was 70.
Yes.
And I was very lucky, because my mom was much, much younger when I had my daughter.
Yes.
But my sister could not enjoy that thing.
Yes.
But my mom, basically, you couldn't leave her with a baby because she couldn't change the diaper. She couldn't pick him up.
Absolutely.
Basically, she had no shoulder ability to pick up a baby that was weighing, 6-7 kilos. Couldn't do that, which is really, really sad.
And my mom, everybody knows the story of my mum, how she got stuck in a toilet in India, and she's mortified that I keep telling this story. But the reason that she got stuck was that her legs couldn't hold her weight. And this is somebody who has gone to the gym and has been active all her life, but never actually did strength training. So like Ronit has this, she wants to do it because this happened to her mom. For me, I do all of these strength training exercises that I put on our website, on our Facebook page, because I don't want to be that person who can't get up from the toilet or can't, needs assistance when I'm in my 80s. So
yes, it's very, very similar. Yes. I think we got to take our parents' trauma and we say, okay, how are we going to fix this bit? So it is definitely trauma for me to see that my mom couldn't do that. It was so sad because she loves babies. Oh my God, babies just, makes her so happy, but you couldn't hold them, and which is really sad.
So what we're trying to say is, think of it in the terms of Centenarian Decathlon. What would you like to be able to do in your 80s, 90s, 100s? And what to be able to do that, what do you have to be doing now to
prepare yourself?
Yes.
And it's the same as you're doing with your retirement. When you retire,
absolutely,
you're asking yourself 10, 15, 20, 30 years before you say, what do I need to do so I can enjoy the times that I'm not going to work? It's exactly the same. What do you need to do now physically to make sure that you could enjoy your mobility, your body, your strength when you retire?
Yes. So hope that's helped. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh, and if you like what we talk about and you like how we do it, then please like, subscribe, and share with anybody who would benefit.
Share the words. Hopefully we'll get to a lot of people.